Blog Talk Radio.
Following ingredients include a look behind the scenes. Cook uncovered until hot. Add grooves to taste.
I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl.
The accident was over a year ago. A second woman has been elected president. The 12th planet has been named in the solar system. The last wild polar bear has died. I slept through it all. I was here for my waking. He called it a beginning. He said it was good. I think he may have thought that anything I did was good.
Welcome to Transition Radio with your host, Mark Angelo Cummings. A show for trans folks by trans folks, here to let your voice be heard.
Well, hello and good evening, and welcome to Transition Radio, live from the land of enchantment, Silver City, New Mexico. My name's Mark Angelo Cummings, and I'll be your host. Before I start the show, I want to take this moment to thank my sponsor, thebreastformstore.com. They have everything you could imagine to enhance your feminizing needs. Please visit my website and click on that banner and show them your support, and please make sure to tell them Transition Radio sent you. Also, check out the amazing Katie Leon, one of our advertisers, who is an incredible author with many books to choose from. And while you're there, please support Transition Radio by clicking that donate button. No small amount is too small. Also, if you check out on our landing page, there's a GoFundMe account, and this month is Miguel's FTN Transition. Every month I will be placing either an FTM or an MTF, whoever writes to me and wants me to put their GoFundMe account on that front page, I will do so happily. Well, today's show is going to be based on several topics, but one of the main topics here is how we are dishonored even at death, which is something that it's almost sacrilegious. How dare you not honor my wishes when I die? I mean, well, I'm alive and you want to do whatever and call me names and do whatever, but when I die, you're not even going to, as my family member, care about how I would like to be buried. But it's incredible that a family would choose to dishonor a loved one by burying them in the gender they transitioned from. Check this out. Born January 27th, 1982. Jennifer Gable's family decided to cut her hair off and bury her in a suit. You heard that right. Even after she legally changed her last name, or actually her entire name, and was living her life as the gender she identified as. The memorial reads, Jeffrey Charles Gable, 32, boys, passed away suddenly on October 9, 2014. while at his job at Wells Fargo Bank. Notice the his in that memorial. He was born in Twin Falls on January 27, 1982, to Anthony Clark Gables and Lori Ann Walton. I want you to please feel free to check out the remainder of that memorial and read on, because it is, I guess the word to be used, disgusting. So if you go on the Blog Talk Radio page here, and I'll also put it on the YouTube where the remainder of that memorial is read. I want you guys to please call in at any time at 646-716-6895. If you want to interject, add a comment. I'd like to know what you think your family would do in the situation, when you think you'd be a victim of this horrific, I don't even know what word to use. It was just incredible. The family could not even allow her to be buried in her truth, yet felt it more important to live theirs. That's when you really realize what unconditional love is all about. They bring us to this world, our parents, and they love us as long as we do as they wish. as long as we make them proud, as long as we don't embarrass them, their neighbors, friends, because this to me seemed to be some sort of embarrassment issue. I mean, why couldn't they have at least honored her at her death, at her burial? On August 18th, she wrote on one of her last pictures taken, "This will probably be the last photo I put up," she says. "I wish beauty was enough to make my life turn around. I wish I was beautiful. Amazing how taking a selfie with a front-facing camera can make all the difference between looking how you normally do and looking like that. I wish I could say I was proud of that photo, but it's not what I look like now. I wish I did look like that again, but I don't think I'll ever be around long enough to get there." According to the reports, she made it to work Thursday and collapsed at work. They took her to the hospital and she passed away there. She had recently had problems with a brain aneurysm and passed away due to complications from that aneurysm on October 9th, 2014. There's a lot of transgender brothers and sisters that are getting all sorts of complications, and I don't want to put the entire blame on hormones, but aneurysms, blood clots, heart attacks, you name it, all stems, and we know the risks that we are taking when we take part of this ritual, hormones, which is what allows us to look the way we want to look. It allows us to transition. But not everyone can take hormones because some individuals are prone to clotting. And what happens when blood clot gets lodged in your brain, you get an aneurysm. And unfortunately, when you're young, heart attacks and aneurysm really hit you hard to the point that they'll kill you. Not to say that if you're older, you would stand a little bit better, but there is something to that as you get older, your body's able to withstand a heart attack a lot better and an aneurysm a lot better. I don't know why that is exactly, but that has seemed to be the experience that I have seen working in the medical field. The younger ones always either die or have a massive complication from the aneurysm or heart attack. I would love for you guys to please call in. I mean, I really advertised this show because I wanted to hear your opinion. I wanted to hear what you thought of this. To me, this is just so not right that a family member can't even grant you that last moment. I mean, she would have looked so beautiful in her casket and her dress, been honored as the female that she felt she was. But instead, her family deemed it more important that they didn't want family and friends to see her daughter as her daughter, but they wanted them to see the so-called male that they brought to this world. So it's really, really sad. Here are some of the comments that were made throughout Facebook where I posted this, and I know a lot of people are shy, but they did comment on the post, which I'm grateful for because I will be reading this, but I would definitely would love the interaction. Please call in at 646-716-6895. Again, that's 646-716-6895. Your voice is important. And that is what this platform is all about. Anyway, somebody said, how sad. I wonder if there is a directive a trans person can leave that would prohibit families from doing such a horrible thing at their death. Well, to answer that, I mean, it would kind of be hard because there's not really anyone in a funeral home really policing what a person wears in their casket or policing what the family member decides to write on a memorial, on newspaper, on whatever format this particular memorial was written online. She had legally changed her name. So how they could just totally disregard that and just write whatever they want and carry on with whatever they want. So I believe, and please call it if you have any ideas, but I believe that as transgender individuals, we need to have an advocate, a person in our family or friend that's going to be there to protect our rights, to look after, just like when we have, the directives, I don't want to be put on life support. I want to be cremated. There's got to be that same kind of advocate for us where they're going to make sure that they don't put a dress on me, or if you transition to an MTF, that they're not going to sit there and actually put a suit and cut your hair. I mean, that's just dead wrong. I kind of wonder if the family, how they reacted to her when she was alive. Were they respectful to her then? And so did this come from left field, some left field kind of curveball? Or it's really sad, but yes, we should have something in writing, some sort of directives where our wishes are going to be honored all the way to our death, all the way to our burial. They're not going to pull some weird one like they pulled on her. So that was a very good comment indeed. Somebody else wrote, it was a disgrace to her life and all she worked for. And that is so true. It's like she went through everything from a legal name change to you name it. And still they disregarded that in the memorial and they disregarded that in the funeral. Somebody else wrote, I do not know the whole situation, and I'm so sad that another of our sisters have passed away. What makes me even more sad is that her family did not honor her truth. Sigh. My prayers to her family and friends, and rest in peace and love, Jennifer. That is, that's, I'm lost for words. I'm really lost for words because I could see in my situation, because my mother still has a hard time with me. And God, if she would shave my body down and put a dress on me and put a wig or something, I'd definitely come back and haunt them. I swear I don't know, but that would just be so not right. I can't understand how anybody could do that. Somebody else wrote, that will probably happen to me as well. I hope people who know the real me will have a fitting memorial, but I'm sure my mom would bury me as my male self out of spite. That would be my mom as well. And I don't know if so much out of spite, but out of her own wishes, because a lot of our families and friends, they kind of tolerate us, but deep down inside, they almost like still miss the person that we were. And so I guess the last memory before they close the casket and they bury us, they want to see us as they've known us. And that's kind of selfish. That is kind of selfish. And it's just like, you don't do that to a dying person. You don't do that to a person that's there in a casket. You want to respect their wishes. I mean, in my opinion. All of my family knows of Sandra, according to this comment, and does not have much problem. My wish is that I be cremated. And I just lost. Here we go. Be cremated. And my ashes scattered in Lake Superior. I would prefer ground up as fertilizer, but they will not let them do that. Yeah, that's one way of actually getting out of this whole mess, is to actually be cremated. There's no question there what's going to be worn in the casket, because you're going to be cremated. So maybe that's one of the things that we need to do as transgender individuals, is actually have that directive that we want to be cremated and not buried. If anyone wants to add another comment, 646-716-6895. You could call in and please let your voice be heard. Do you think your family would actually do the same thing that they did with Jennifer, or would your family honor your wishes and, let you be buried in the outfit that you feel comfortable as? They cut Jennifer's hair. I mean, how can you do that? But I wish your family members would call in and explain why, but I know they won't. Anyway, this really got to me, and in different ways. Number one, because there's so many of us dying. I mean, dying young. Not more than a month ago, another friend, FTM Ramirez, died. And there's just so many, not only Are we dying from our own hands, or we're dying from complications from hormones, and we are dying from people that are just don't get us and decide that it's easier if they kill us than to allow us to be in this world? I wanted to talk about transgender military personnel, actually from 18 countries, who are allowed to serve openly. They gathered to discuss this with the U.S. for them to lift the ban. 18 other countries, and the pictures should be scrolling in the screen there as you're listening to this, allow transgender individuals to serve openly. What is wrong with the United States of America, folks? This is supposed to be the land of the free, the home of the brave. Yet, there are so many rules and regulations, so much bullying, so much hatred, so much control. They want to control you at your deathbed. If you have a incurable disease and you're suffering, you're hurting, you don't even have the right to say, please, give me a shot and let me go to sleep. If you are transgender, you're not allowed to serve in the military. Or you're not allowed to express that you're transgender. What you're saying, don't ask, don't tell, and that's been lifted, but now we're still lagging behind, as usual. Anyway, I'm going to read the article here. The conference included currently serving transgender personnel from, let me see here, from the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Sweden. An estimated 15,500 transgender individuals currently serve in the U.S. military, but they are banned by Pentagon rules from serving. And if their identity is discovered, the military is required to discharge them. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi supports the elimination of rules that ban transgender people from openly serving the military or in the military. Her office told the Washington Blade, Drew Hamill, a Pelosi spokesperson, told the Blade on Friday she believes gender identity should not be a factor in prohibiting Americans from serving in the military. Leader Pelosi believes there is no place for discrimination in the U.S. Armed Forces, including on the basis of gender identity, Hamill said. Earlier this year, a report found there is no compelling medical reason for the U.S. Armed Forces to ban transgender Americans from serving. So, if there is, then who is responsible for lifting this ban? Why is there a ban in the first place? What is wrong with our country? What is wrong with people of this world? Why can't people just live their lives as long as you're not hurting anybody? Live your life as your true self, your true bliss. I think our country is run way too much by religious beliefs. And I think, that's one of the things our founding fathers fought for, separation of church and state, because there are too many beliefs, and we can't say that this is a Christian country because there's a lot of people living in this country that are not Christian. We have to respect each other's views, opinions, and beliefs, and at least agree to disagree. This is a big enough planet to coexist. I wanted to share a comment on this article I read. I personally have no problem with the issue, but many soldiers, both male and females, have. This is detrimental to the maintenance of military discipline and efficiency in the armed forces. I said the same thing about gays in the military. A person fully transitioned is acceptable to most, but one in the process of transition, neither one nor the other, ignites emotions and actions that are detrimental to the fully active efficiency of the armed forces, a conundrum that is almost impossible to master and live with within the tight social and multi-trust environment that exists within the sphere called active service. Basically, it is one or the other, not maybe. Well, excuse me, person who wrote this comment. you can go from 0 to 60. When you're transitioning, it takes time. It's not magically you wave that magic wand and one day, boom, you're the other gender. No, it takes time. Hormones don't work that quickly, especially for MTFs. You have to go through a process. Like I said, you can't go from 0 to 60. It is just impossible. It takes time. And I would want to believe that individuals in the armed forces are adult enough to know this. And we're not in high school anymore. We're not in preschool anymore, where we make fun of each other because how we look, how we dress, if you're too fat, if you're too skinny, if you look like a nerd. No. I mean, we need to grow up as a species and realize that not everything in life is black or white. Not everybody's going to fit into a nice little box that society wants us in. So, it's like, please. 18 other countries are allowing their members to openly be trans, and it is what it is. So I say, United States of America, get with it. I wrote a little article on my blog on Gay Live Television that I wanted to kind of read and share a little bit. I know there are a lot of FTMs out there that are gay, FTM or identify as gay. I identify as gay. I'm also pansexual. I love the person, not their genitals, not what they take off in the gender box, but mainly I'm very much attracted to men. Now, I wrote this article in lieu of the fact that I know that there are many, many, many gay FTMs out there that are petrified, and they're worried about their future as far as relationship goes. And to tell you the truth, I am. I just finished, it's been since July since Jessica and I split up, and it's a thought process, like what's going to happen. So anyway, I'm going to share this article with you. As a gay transgender man, one of the things that causes a slight bit of stress is knowing that my pecker will always be scrutinized and possibly be the demise of a future relationship. Kid you not, I think of this all the time. Now, I hate to think that men are so superficial, but as rumors have it, it is an important factor in the gay community. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm new to the gay scene, and since I've generally been with females in the past and just recently ended a relationship with a trans female, who, by the way, still had a working penis, I'm still learning the culture of the community. I would love to think that my charms and looks would surpass the size of my boy downstairs. And I created this particular article to get the response of those who visit this blog, Gay Live Television, and station. I would like to hear from you. What are your thoughts and comments regarding trans men? And I'm reading this on the show because I put this show on YouTube and I have a lot of YouTube viewers. So please, I want you to be able to comment on the YouTube page in the comment section. Would you be able to have a relationship with a trans guy? Or are we just a curiosity factor and fetish? Which I find that there are a lot of fetish-seeking individuals out there, especially bisexual men who are in that curiosity stage, but, it's just a fetish, and I personally don't want to be a fetish to no one. It's nice if you have a relationship and you have fun in the bedroom, but I don't just want to be a fetish. I know there are many trans guys out there who would love to know and who are also struggling with this. There are many things to learn and know about trans guys. Although no two trans men are alike, and we each have different wants and needs, there are certain etiquette to follow. First, please make sure you make us feel like we are men. We struggle enough with our own gender identity crisis. It makes it even harder when others don't see us as we want to be seen. Mind you, I know I'm trans. I'm very proud of that. But some trans guys don't like to feel or be seen as such. Second, there are certain areas in a trans man's body that are off limits. I have no limits, and I freely enjoy all the zones on my body. But some guys who are not post-op do not want certain areas touched or even acknowledged. I believe that trans men can make wonderful lovers and life partners. Some of us have great balance in our energies and can be amazing relationship material once they get past certain hang-ups and crises. I hope to create a platform on my shows and blogs to bring forth an open discussion about trans men in the gay community. So please, write on the comment areas, send me a private email to transitionradioshow@gmail.com or call in the show. If you can't live your truth, then it's just not worth living. And I wrote this again for Gay Live Television. I usually try to write an entry every 5 days or so, whether it's health related. And this just came to mind. And I'm thinking, I'd like to get some sort of interaction going from gay men who are interested in trans guys. And there are. Trust me, there are, because I do get emails. But unfortunately, some are very long distance. Some are borderline fetish, because I could tell the difference, and I will not be somebody's fetish. I'm 50 years old and I'm looking for a long-term relationship, somebody that I could grow young with or old with, whatever way you want to look at it. But I definitely, am looking for something serious, as I'm sure a lot of trans guys are. Well, I'm sure there's other trans guys that just want to have fun. And nothing wrong with that, no judgment there. But as you get older, you just, I don't want to have a different person in my bed every night. I want somebody I could cuddle with, wake up in the morning with, go on vacations with, work together, make love, not just have sex. I'm a hopelessly romantic, and I don't think it's too much to ask for. Anyway, guys, we got 3 minutes left of the show. Please stay tuned this Thursday with Vic Tanner. He is a novelist, and also he's from the Channel Islands, I believe, in England, which I thought, because he has this group called Trans Jersey, and I thought it was New Jersey. And boy, thank God we got that clear, because our time schedule would have been totally off. As is, he's going to be up at 1 a.m. in the morning, while it's actually 8 p.m. Eastern time here this Thursday. But definitely please catch that show live Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to thank my sponsors once again. I want to thank all of you. There were some people in the chat room, although they were quiet, but I guess they wanted to listen to the show being on the chat and didn't chat away or called. I don't know what it's going to take. And, I've had shows in the past where people do call in, but I don't know, as of late, no callers. And I don't know why. Do I have to start bribing you guys, paying you money, talk on the show? I mean, this is your platform. I mean, today's topic was a topic that I'm sure both how we're getting buried and for trans guys, how we want to be seen. And it's something that, we've gotten a lot further in life than we were years ago, but still we are missing that respect factor from our families and friends, and people might pretend to tolerate us, but I think they still don't get us completely. So we got to do something to change that. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with one of my originals called Only You. This is an old song I had written for my then ex-wife, Violet. It's a beautiful song, acoustic style, and you guys have a great evening. Love yourselves too. And here we go. Only You. Those vibes